Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Danopps Ent, and I am back with another video, movie review in podcast style. And this time we're going to be talking about The Odyssey, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Matt Damon, Zendaya, Tom Holland, and a bunch of other celebrities that I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you can look that up if you want to. But yeah, this is a movie that I saw a little bit ago, and I just did a review for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which has a lot of the same actors in it. Oh yeah, like I mentioned, speaking of Spider-Man, Tom Holland, John Bernthal, that's another actor I forgot to mention. That's in The Odyssey. Oh yeah, you got what's my man's name? Robert Pattinson. You got the guy that played Dr. Dre in the NWA movie. I can't remember his name right now. You got oh yeah, you got Travis Scott. There's a lot of actors and actresses in this movie. Oh, Anne Hathaway, of course. But yeah, just to name a few. So yeah, basically, for anyone who hasn't seen The Odyssey or you've never heard of The Odyssey, it's basically, and I'm no expert on this original story by any means, but it's pretty much based on the ancient, Greek story about Odysseus, who was the king of Ithaca, which was an island in Greece, I believe. He was the king of Ithaca, and he led his army against Troy of Paris, and in the Trojan War. And, pretty much the Greeks won the Trojan War, and, they had to get on a boat and, journey back home. But they face a lot of challenges and perils, on the sea and on different islands that they have to stop by, as they try to get food and other resources to make it back home. And I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's never read The Odyssey or, but they go through a lot of stuff. They go through a lot of things on their journey back home. And yeah, that's pretty much the premise of the movie. So, first off, I want to talk about the things that I enjoyed in this movie, right? First of all, I really, really enjoyed the fact that this movie felt like a timepiece. It felt like a timepiece, taking you way back to ancient, 17th BC or whatever. And the visuals match. Greece looks beautiful in this movie. The ocean looks beautiful as you see Odysseus and his men traveling. The islands that they visit are breathtaking. This movie is a visual masterpiece. That I can definitely attest to. It looks great. The sound was awesome. You hear a lot of those classic, hee ha hee ha hee, that type of stuff. The sound design was superb. A lot of bass and crackle, especially in those scenes when they're fighting the elements, on the ocean as they're trying to control the ship, during storms and stuff like that. I was really immersed thanks to the sound system of this movie. So, overall, the presentation of this movie is great. Arguably the movie's biggest strength. Okay, so we got visuals, we got sound. The acting was good. It wasn't anything. Yeah, I think the acting was good. It was fine. I can't say that anyone had super mind-blowing performances, but I think the acting was fine. I think everyone brought their A game for the most part. Matt Damon did his thing as Odysseus. Tom Holland did his thing as Telemachus. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. I'm probably saying that wrong. I have a hard time pronouncing his name for some reason. Anne Hathaway, she did a good job as Penelope. Robert Pattinson, he was good. Everyone did a thing in this movie. And one complaint that I've been seeing across other reviews is that some people don't like the fact that, one, the actors and actresses in this movie are speaking in a very modern way instead of using, that old Greek dialect. And two, a lot of people are mad that the cast is, multiracial, and personally, those two things did not affect me at all during this movie. I thought the dialect was just fine. Me personally, I actually find that it helped me understand the characters and relate to them a little bit more, since I could actually understand what they were thinking, and I didn't always have to kind of like try to understand or try to translate what they were saying into modern language, because they're already talking in modern language, so that worked for me personally. And as far as the casting, I forgot Lupita Nyong'o. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing some names, but yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Lupita Nyong'o, she was in this movie. She did a good job as well, and yeah, I had no problem with the casting or the dialect in this movie. I thought it was fine. The only actor that I can say that kind of was flat a little bit in this movie was actually Zendaya. She's the only actress that I can say, like, okay, she kind of phoned it in this movie, but still, she wasn't bad. Okay, so that aside, man, the plot in this movie I thought was really good. In the beginning, it took me a little while to invest in the characters, because in the beginning of this movie, they spend a lot of time with exposition, explaining what's going on in that point in time, the lore, the politics behind the scenes and stuff like that. And there's also like 3 different timelines going on. So here are the timelines. You have Odysseus leading his men towards Troy. You have Odysseus trying to return, make it back home with his men. And then, right? Oh, and you know what? Let me clarify. So you have past, present, and then different present. So you have Odysseus in the past, leading his men towards Troy. You have Odysseus, and then you have Odysseus leading his men back home after winning the battle at Troy, right? And then you have the present time, where it's Odysseus talking to a different character about what's going on, what's happened in his life. And then you have the politics that are going on back home with, Odysseus's son, Telemachus, and his wife, Penelope, and they're expecting him to come home. Actually, they're not even sure if he's alive or coming home, but they want to find out for themselves, or at least Telemachus does. Now, Penelope is the queen of Ithaca, and there are lots of suitors, right, that want to take her hand in marriage so they can, reign over Ithaca. And that creates a lot of backdoor politics and shenanigans going on in the background. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone who's coming into this brand new and you've never read the Odyssey. You've never seen any other type of it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But this movie is full of plot. There's a lot to take in, and the movie does a good job of balancing it all. But fair warning, this is a long movie. It's 3 hours. There's 3 different timelines that you're going to be jumping back and forth from. And it can be a lot, but I thought it was good. I thought it was really entertaining. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, the beginning is a little bit slow because they're really setting the stage for these characters and this world. But I do believe that the movie rewards your patience. The first half hour, is a little... The first half hour was a little boring at times, but once the stage is set, the movie starts to get really interesting. And, I started to really invest in Odysseus, Telemachus, Penelope, and, the other characters in the movie. So I think this movie, its biggest strength is that it has great set pieces. I don't want to mention what those set pieces are, but I'll tell it to you like this. Throughout the whole movie, Odysseus and his men, the movie has it's like mini arcs, right? This is a very epic journey. This is an epic journey with, themes about humanity, themes about faith, loss, religion. And there's also a lot of pain and suffering in this movie. Odysseus and his men go through a lot of trials and tribulations on their journey back home. And they have encounters with different Greek gods. Just to mention a few, like Poseidon. You've got Poseidon. You have Athena. They also encounter very dangerous monsters like, there's a Cyclops in the movie. There's all types of natural disasters that they have to deal with in the ocean as they're traveling. And yeah, I want to be careful. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's great. There's lots of smaller arcs in this movie, and man, you really do get attached. And I can't speak for anyone, I'm speaking for myself, but I felt like I was very invested and attached. I was wondering, oh man, how are the characters going to make it through this? How are they going to make it through that? And they just go through so much that makes this movie excellent to watch and exciting. Yeah, musical score. The musical score is great. I think the musical score represents the time period. Like I spoke on sound design earlier, that's great as well. Let me see. I've seen some reviews where people said they were bored watching this movie. I didn't feel that way. I don't get that. I really don't. And I'm not even the biggest fan of all this Greek mythology stuff, to be honest. Like, I'm coming into this movie with a very bare bones understanding of the original story of the Odyssey, and I enjoyed it very much. So, I don't know. Take that as you will. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the Odyssey... I liked it. It is a little long. It's 3 hours long, by the way. And the beginning was a bit of a drag. I'm not going to lie. Like, the first half hour or so of the movie, I wasn't sure, man. I'm not going to lie. The first half hour or so of the movie, I wasn't sure. I'm not going to lie. But overall, I'm going to say that I enjoyed it. It was a good time. It wasn't amazing. I didn't feel like, oh man, I need to come and rewatch this. But however, if it ever came, when it comes on streaming platforms, I will definitely give it a rewatch on streaming platforms one day. You know, I think this could be an excellent movie to just turn on and have in the background, you know, while you're doing some other stuff. And occasionally, you know, you'll look at it during your favorite scenes and stuff like that. I think this movie is definitely, but you know, like me personally, I wouldn't pay to go to a theater to rewatch it, but I could also see how somebody else might feel that way. I can see how somebody might feel like, man, I need to rewatch this again. You know what I mean? It's a good movie. Me personally, it's a good movie. I just think that the 3-hour runtime is a little long. It's also an emotionally draining movie. Not that that's a bad thing. You know, I'm not counting that against the movie, but you know, generally speaking, I'm the kind of person, like when it comes to movies like this, I'm usually kind of like a one and done, and maybe somewhere down the line, like a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever like that, I'll rewatch this movie again. But anyways, back to my review score. I liked it, but since the beginning dragged on for quite a while, and you know, in a movie, a half hour or so, you know, like I said, the first half hour was it was very slow and lots of exposition, lots of talking, and you know, this is before the movie really started to get good, so I wasn't sure, man. So I'm gonna have to take a little bit of points off for that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give the Odyssey a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a cool movie. It's worth a watch. You know, some people might love it, some people might hate it, some people find it exciting, some people find it boring. Your mileage may vary based on you and what you like in a movie. But I thought it was pretty good. I really liked it. Good visuals, good special effects, a good story. You know, this movie really makes you feel, or at least it made me feel. But yeah, all right, that's your boy Danopps Ent. Thanks for watching my review of The Odyssey, directed by Christopher Nolan. And yeah, I will catch y'all later in the next video. Peace.